Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Ogre Battle, March of the Black Queen. In our last episode, Orpheus had liberated Fort Shulamana from the clutches of the Empire and found out that unfortunately Queen Florin had passed away. But we did find the mystic armband on her, one of the 3 sacred treasures that were needed to get the best ending. We also have the sword Brunhild in our possession, so that's 2 out of 3, so... And speaking of 2, we have 2 new promotions to make, and I guess they're kind of thematically appropriate, I guess, or like a yin-yang type situation. We're promoting our cherubim to the seraphim, the highest angel form, and we're promoting our demon into the devil, the highest devil form. So, yep, we got the good side and the bad side, both promoting. So now all we have to do is promote 2 more dragons. We have to promote our red dragon there to the Salamand, and the gold dragon that is in unit 10 there, that has to be promoted to a platinum dragon. So we've opened up the way to the Empire there, the capital there, the city of Xanadu. But before we head there, we're gonna head through the other way into the Empire, through the Rhyan Sea. But we'll do that after we talk with all these folks over here. So, there are always casualties in a war. Remember that we still support you. Please do not be discouraged and fight to the end. So if I could do things over again, like I said, I'd probably go to Xanadu first. That way I can rebuild up my reputation in the Sea of Rhyan. But I guess we'll do the more appropriate level link first. There are always casualties in war. Remember that we still support you. Please do not be discouraged and fight to the end. Well, thank you for your vote of support. Yeah, when we get to the city of Xanadu, because it's the Empire's capital, they're gonna look at us as invaders. May the gods follow you always, rather than liberators. So every city that we liberate, other than the hidden cities and temples, will actually cause our reputation to drop. And drop quite a bit. So, but luckily it's only in that one map. So, may the gods follow you always. Well, thank you for your support. Speaking of the gods, I just ended up watching a movie about I guess the ancient Greek gods, Clash of the Titans, the remake. I got it on Tubi, which is like a free streaming thing. There was a garrison in Petron in the era of King Orpheus. Would you like to hear about the fighting strategies in that era? Sure. There are many magical weapons floating around. There are 5 types of them. You can tell the different types of a magical weapon holds by the way it flashes in battle. Fire weapons flash red, ice weapons blue, electrical ones look purple, white magic weapons will be greenish, and black ones, magic ones black. Be sure to find your enemy's weakness and use the appropriate weapons against it. Well, I've been saying that for a while now. It's funny how they wait so long to kind of tell you this. This would be something that you figure they would put out way back in the beginning. Because this is very near the end of the game to hold that information out, so. But that's why I gave it to you much, much earlier as I've been playing. So. Oh. The Empire's beginning to crumble, and this is all thanks to you. Thank you. Beyond here, you'll be entering the Highlands. You'll find Overlord Hakashi in the city of Xanadu. Do you have all the strength you need? Are units well balanced? Yes, they are. Yeah, I just got done watching it on, I got a thing in the mail saying about Tubi. It's basically like a thing that has old movies, old TV shows and stuff. Actually, there's a few modern ones on there too, you know, within the last decade. But yeah, it just has like a few commercials in it, ads. But otherwise, the stuff is free. I wonder if Queen Florin is safe. It is said the Queen carried the mystic armband. Well, sadly, the Queen is not safe, but we got her armband. So. Not as good as the initial Clash of the Titans, the one from the 80s, but still, something to watch, so. May the gods follow you always. You know, give you something to watch as I, you know, hang out and pet my dog Spartacus and give some loving and attention to Mr. Pops. He's been doing some silly things these past few days. So the Queen Florin was already dead. There are always casualties in war. Remember that we still support you. Please do not be discouraged and fight to the end. Yeah, Pops, he had a re-checkup on his abscess that he had from a few weeks ago that the vet drained. The vet was very pleased with the progress. He's looking really, really good. But she gave him some chocolate, and I gave him the chocolate back in his cage at home, and I guess he was afraid that someone would steal it, so he slept on top of it. Have you heard of were-tigers? Just like werewolves, they turn into tigers at night. You don't see them too often, but if you use this full moonstone, you can summon one. If you can find me the Tome of Myths, I'll give you this full moonstone. Alright, well, we already have enough were-tigers in our army. We have the one that we need. You can always recruit more were-tigers in the Antalgia region. In the forest in that area. But anyway, yeah, I was talking about Pops. He fell asleep on the chocolate just so that nobody else could steal it. But he's the only rat in the cage. But he woke up with like chocolate covering him. Had to give him a bath. There are always casualties in war. No, everyone's saying the same thing. So yeah, it was kind of funny. He's just covered in chocolate. He did it again today, because he ate part of the chocolate. Gave him a bath, and then that was yesterday, and then today he slept on it again. So you're about to enter the Highland. The weather is very cold. Yes, it is very, very cold there. So there's gonna be a lot of snow areas there, but that's okay. We'll deal with it when we get there. So, alrighty, well, I just reorganized my army a little bit there. Now we're gonna head into the Rhyan Sea, to the final paradise. But actually, what we're gonna learn is that it's not really much of a paradise, thanks to the Empire, or more specifically, to the person who's in charge of this area for the Empire. So, yep, we're gonna learn all about another corrupt crony in the Empire. So, seeing that there's quite a few of them, so Orpheus is gonna have to once again bring justice to this area. So, but preventing him from doing so will be 29 Imperial units, not including the boss. But it does include 14 flying units, 3 high sky and 11 low sky. So, surprisingly, there are no sea units in this area. Even though it's called the Rhyan Sea, all the fighting mainly is going to be taking place on this big land continent right here. So, we'll be setting up our defensive wall along this little river here. It's kind of in the middle of the land area. Send some of our land units over by that bridge, and our flying units up in the mountain area. So that line is going to allow us to have Orpheus come down here to find some hidden cities and treasure. So the units will protect him while he goes back and, explores the area and finds this temple. All right. Liberation. And we'll pull a card. Boo, bad card. Devil card. There goes our reputation a little bit. And we get an item. What do we get? A bandana. I wear bandanas. I hear the witch who lives in Romato came from the Sky Islands. As a matter of fact, the man Baltrano and Alagoras used to say the same thing. Where's Alagoras? Far to the east, in the Zenobian district. Yeah, that's in the Pilgrim Forest. We've met Baltrano. He's the one who gave us that mercury to give to Gizolfry. So yes, this is the third. This is the area we can find the witch Tarut, the last person that we need, the last descendant of the 12 mages who helped humanity win the Ogre Battle. And we just had a neutral encounter there, a pixie. Level 20 pixie, they're found in the mountains. The other neutral encounters are, we can get level 19 nixies in the shallow water. There's the water that has like stones by them. And the water that doesn't have stones in them, that's deep water. We can get krakens in them, level 19. So those are our 3 neutral encounters that we can get in this area. But yeah, similar to Gizolfry, the Witch Tower will not appear in this map until after we liberate it. So, but this is another reason why you probably want to go through the Dalman Desert first, because you can find Gizolfry, and then he will give you the Gem of Doun, and then you can go back to Baltorano at the Pilgrim Forest and get the Old Orb. And you need both of those 2 items to get the Gem of Truth that the Witch Tarut has. Those are the 3 gems of Fellana, the Goddess of Justice. And you need to find them, you have to return them to her back at Shangri-La to start the quest for the 12 Zodiac Stones. Once we give back those 3 gems to the goddess, she gives us the Tablet of Ura. And then we have to go on a big long side quest to find all the 12 Zodiac Stones. So it's nice the first Sylph missed hitting our Tiamat in the back row. That was the one that would do the most damage to, so. So even though the Tiamat would take a lot of damage from the Sylph, the Tiamat should do quite a bit of damage to these characters because they're all pretty good alignment. And that Evil Ring, I mean, is black magic attack, so just gotta hope our monk keeps everybody healed up. But yeah, the Tablet of Ura, once we get that, we can start that 12 Zodiac Stones side quest. And basically it just requires you to go back to all the different areas in the game that you've already liberated, and you have to find a temple in each of them that has one of the stones. And then if they show the monks there the Tablet of Ura, they will give you the stone. There's only one that's kind of a little bit of a longer process, and that is there's a stone that should be in one of the flying islands, but the monk there lost it. He accidentally put it in a cake, and the only way you can find it in the cake is from Pasha back in the Diaspola region. She was that girl we helped her. Her mother was sick, and her father went to get the golden beehive to cure her, but he never made it back. But we helped her and cured her mother. That's why I said it's important that we have that side quest to get the best ending, because we give the cake to her, and she finds the stone inside of it. That'll be much later, though, so. But let's head back here and find out what this city has to say. If he is called the High Monk, then Randall should be a member of the temples. But no one has ever seen him in meditation even once. Yep, he's a phony baloney monk. So, that one city up there, that's where we'll be making our stand, our healing stand. We got another flying unit heading down this way. And we have another city liberated, thanks to Mr. Orpheus. Good, cute, ratty hero. Moon card. Man, we're getting a lot of those time-altering cards. Have you heard about the witch Tarut who lives in Romato? She keeps saying that she comes from the skies, that the Ogre Battle. Huh. You want to stay away from nutcases like that. Yeah, they looked like they messed up the text there. So basically, what they should have said was that the witch Tarut says she comes from the sky. You should stay away from nuts like that. That other weird dialogue, something about the Ogre Battle that got mixed up there, that'll be, we'll see that dialogue pop up in another city once we liberate it. But, yeah, so. Once again, what a big surprise. There was, some messed up translations in a Super Nintendo game. Yeah, back in the day, I guess, you know, video games weren't as big of an industry as they are today. I think they said that video games actually outperform other forms of entertainment like movies. They make more money than movies do here in America. So, you know, obviously they make more money, so more money can be, allocated to make them better, to hire better translators and stuff like that. So you don't get as many errors that you would see back here. Better things are better programmed and stuff like that. But of course, that's not always the case. Video games seem to be going through a new phase now. I'll talk about it once we finish finding out what this city folks have to say. Get rid of our fool card. Yeah, we get an item, a bugle. Not all that important. Rattlesnake bounces to the name of the temples. He declares attacks for the blessings of the gods, attacks for a tribute to the gods. Every time he opens his mouth, it's money, money, money. He acts like a merchant. Not good. Yeah, full card's pretty good for fighting bosses, but our boss killing unit, it's pretty much wipes out the enemies without having to scare away the flunkies that the boss character usually has. So it hasn't been important for us to scare away those the flunkies who accompany like the main boss, because the lich's magic just usually tears right through them. This is an interesting unit. We have good and evil flyers, the Raven Men and the Evil Men. Interesting little mix. So, we have our dragons up front there. So I'll put the tactics on weak, because looks like they're not going to really be able to hurt our dragons all that much. That's pretty interesting. Tiamat there is able to target the back row with his acid attack. That's nice. It's not as good as his hit all evil ring tactic, but alright. We have our zombie dragon in the front. Luckily, this unit does not have white magic weapons to hurt our little zombie dragon, so our devil gets to drop his big rock, his meteor. But, looks like they must be on leader tactic, because they're going after our little devil there. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to finish. Oh, no, our phantom has another attack. He has 3 back row attacks. Good. I was afraid. I was like, oh no, we're not going to... And that would have been a high sky unit to fly away. Might not have been able to catch it. We'd have to send one of our units up there by the city to see if it can cut it off. But luckily we didn't have to do that, so woohoo! Let's see how this one goes here. Who should we turn to stone? Well, leader is always a good option, because the leader is always usually highest level of, usually the only time that's not the highest level is with undead. Speaking of levels, characters in this range from level 19 to 22, with leaders mainly being level 21, and the minions being 19 and 20. The only ones who are level 22 are there's some undead phantoms in one unit. I believe it is that unit, the wizard unit, that's coming up soon. So if that's the case, that's good, because they're headed right into our monk unit there. So she'll be able to take out those undead. And once she takes out those undead, that unit will become a plains unit. Cockatrice unfortunately missed its first petrification, because there's in the back row, the Eagle Man and the Raven Man only have one attack, so he already used his one attack didn't save any damage, but oh well. Alright, yep, I think this is the undead unit. Let's see. Yep, has the one phantom in the front row and a bunch of mages in the back. So, we'll have our dragon attack the leader there. Spit big acid on him. Now we'll just go after the strong one here, so we don't finish off make this a leaderless unit. Ouch. But, we just, really, nerfed the effectiveness of this unit. Because we took out one of their mages, so... Well, they won, but that's okay. We, took out their, phantom, which means that next time our cleric will be able to heal, our monk will be able to heal everybody twice. And, the mages will be, they don't have any defense in their front row, so the dragons will be... Our gold dragon will be able to attack right away. Our Tiamat was able to attack anyone, because his acid can be directed at anybody, but not the gold dragon. Uh-oh, this is not looking good. We're gonna hopefully have to maybe use a priestess card to heal up. We shouldn't need to use an empress card. But that Raven Man's the big issue. See, when the Eagle Man uses their thunder, doesn't really hurt that much, because our Eagle Man has good resistance to the thunder. But not so much to the fire that the Raven Man has. So yeah, he's the problem. Unfortunately, we won't be able to target him, really, because he's not the leader or the weakest anymore, so... Shift the lines a little bit here, Our cleric unit. Well, hopefully our cleric unit will be able to finish this unit off. They're pretty weak, so... Just a little worried about the leader there. We have 4 attacks to take out. Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to finish it off, so... Because, definitely finish off that one Eagle Man. Probably finish off the Raven Man then. But... Ooh, Priestess card saved us. So, yeah, definitely not gonna finish it off now with that miss that we had. But we will help increase our survivability next time, because now they only have 2 attacks, and our monk there should be able to survive. They kept targeting her, so would have really helped if we would have not missed so much. But back for a rematch. But see here. Let's go after the leader. Alright, well that's all the damage they can do, so now we just have to hope that we don't miss it all. We have 2 attacks and 2 enemies to take down. Alright, come on, Tiamat, hit. Yay! I guess he just needed some encouragement. Our gold dragon there got another level. Don't think that's enough though to put him ready for promotion. We'll check that eventually. But to promote our gold dragon needs to be level 24, alignment of 65 plus. And as predicted, our dragons made quick work of the mages. Now let's turn our attention to the west. All Quiet on the Western Front. It's an old movie. Saw that in high school, in world history class. It was, I remember our teacher was asking us, what's like the point of it? You know, and the whole point that he was that the movie was kind of making was, how we kind of followed the main character through his whole experience in World War I, and then he dies at the end of the film. Spoilers. Well, I said spoilers too late, but yeah, on the day that he dies, you know, we follow this guy the whole time. He's been like the main character, and the report that the war gives is like all quiet on the Western Front. It's like his life really didn't matter in the kind of the grand scheme of things in terms of the way that the senior leadership was, you know, viewing things. They're like, oh, there's no big battle, you know, anything important going on the Western Front. But we noticed that, you know, the main character who's been following his whole life, you know, was unfortunately killed in the fight. So yeah, I think he gets like randomly just picked off by a sniper. So he's a German soldier in World War I. He's in the trench warfare, and he's just, you know, on the trench, you know, one day, and somebody just shoots him. So good old Mr. Larson. Unfortunately, I just learned he passed away probably about 2 years ago. Somebody mentioned it on a Facebook post. So yeah, it's weird. You know, folks, you know, who I grew up with, you know, who were like, not necessarily I grew up with, but, you know, folks who taught me growing up, you know, they're moving on. Just as I'm getting older, you know, and obviously they're getting older. It's just how time flies, I guess. So he was a Vietnam veteran, Mr. Larson. He had a funny Vietnam story, and I'll share it here real quick. We got a notice sword there. We got another one them earlier in the last episode. Thunder weapon, plus 15 strength, plus 3 int. But Mr. Larson, one of his funny stories that he told about Vietnam was, he was, it was like 4th of July, and so him and some of his, like, his friends, he has one buddy who was with, they were out on, basically pulling guard duty, but they decided, you know, we're gonna, you know, have a little fun. So they were like, we're gonna set off some like firecrackers and stuff like that. Set off some, you know, little rockets just to get some, you know, hometown cheer. So they set off like a rocket, you know, to simulate fireworks and stuff like that. But the rocket misfires, and it ends up, you know, going off course, and it hits like a fuel depot. And so there's like these barrels of fuel catch fire and explode. And they're like, oh no, like, we're gonna get in trouble. Well, obviously they can't say, yeah, that was our fault, we did it, you know, because they get in big trouble, you know, from their superior officer. So when they were like confronted about it, they're like, what happened? They told a lie. They were like, we saw like a rocket come in. There must have been like some Viet Cong who shot a rocket at the base. And so that's how the report got written up, that the Viet Cong shot a rocket into the base. So they got absolved of any, you know, absolved of any wrongdoings. So that was the official story, even though that wasn't the real story. But he said that he didn't feel bad about it, because he said there was probably some, like, you know, Viet Cong out there who was, like, spying on the base, you know, and saw the explosion, and one of his superiors was like, hey, what happened? There was an explosion at the American base. And that Viet Cong guy probably lied and was just like, yeah, I fired a rocket into the base and I hit the fuel tank. And he probably got a medal out of it. So they're like, good job, you know, way to go. And probably got rewarded, so just thought that was kind of silly, you know. He was like, yeah, there's probably somebody on the other side taking credit for the fake story that we made up. So he didn't feel bad about it, but I do not have any real cool fake war stories like that. I do remember the first time our base got hit by a rocket. Actually, no, I guess it can't be the first time, but the first time I really like saw the rocket, it hit the defact, which is the biggest building on the base. We heard just a big crash because I was sleeping at the time. Woke up, me and the PSYOP interpreter got up and we ran outside, and we were standing by one of the bunkers, one of the concrete walls, and we saw the smoke rising from the defact. We're like, what's going on? And then we just hear the whistling of another rocket, a secondary rocket being fired. And you just heard it fly right overhead, and that was scary. It was like, whoo! But that was the first time I remember a rocket hitting the base. Now, we got hit by rockets, like, often at the base, but The first time we got hit by rockets, I kind of gave my superior officer a heart attack, and I'll go into that real quick as soon as I see what this town's folks have to say. Have you heard about the High Monk Randalls? He takes advantage of the people's weaknesses of religion to make himself rich. It's said that only those who believe are saved. Well, not a good guy. So we're in the shallows, so this should be a Nixie. Yep, there we go. Befriend her. But yeah, the first time we got hit by a rocket, I didn't even know. I didn't hear the alarm or anything, because I was deep in the Connex, which is the big shipping containers that all our stuff was sent in, and it was early in the in our tour, so I was still inventorying our equipment to make sure it all arrived. So I wasn't there. Didn't hear anything, and the boss was like, he didn't get me for accountability because I was busy doing inventory. So he was like, "Where were you, Stabinsky?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir." Like, he's like, "We were looking for you," and I was like, "Sorry." So crazy stuff. But well, that's it for today. We'll talk more about my interesting war stories next time. Come back for the next episode. See you there. Bye.